I chose human sex trafficking as my topic because this issue is hidden from our society. So I reached out to people to see their point of views to build up an idea of what sex trafficking is and to address this issue.
The technical term and the technical definition of sex trafficking is the forced sexual conduct by someone in receiving any kind of form of payment.
I feel like it's ridiculous that their stories aren't being told right now on mainstream media. I feel like they should definitely be told. I don't know, there's like so much, it's like, it's a really deep-rooted thing. I feel like we should definitely be having these sort of conversations.
When we look at child sex trafficking, which we call CSEC, the commercial sexual exploitation of children, we look at the that issue as a triangle. And you have your trafficker, who's often misnomered as the pimp. We don't really use that term because we want to call them what they are, which is an exploiter or a trafficker. Then you also have your purchaser, that individual who is perpetuating that market, right? Who's driving the demand.
Generally, just within the system, what happens is they would be arrested, and then the case would be reviewed, the police report and the evidence, to see if it is something that we can charge. And once we charge them, then they start their way through the criminal justice system.
And then we have a victim. And what we do when they are identified is we get them immediately into our safety net program. They all come together and do a multidisciplinary team meeting to figure out what services each child needs right off the bat to create a cycle of stability for them.
It's really surprising that something like that is still exists to this day, and it's still very live and it still happens. I feel like it's really ridiculous that we can allow something like that to happen just like right under our noses. I feel like there should definitely be some sort of immediate action to end it as quickly as possible.
I think a lot can be done. I think one is bringing more survivors into the conversation. I think with many social movements, folks want to do good, but maybe they haven't. They're not the ones who have experienced it. We need to make sure that those serving victims are ones who know the victims the best. So definitely bringing survivors into leadership is important. A lot can be done. Bringing survivors in, talking about racism and misogyny. Really, I see this as a gender-based violence issue. In Alameda County, 86% of our victims are children of color. So this is a race issue as well. Meanwhile, the majority of our purchasers are white. So it's absolutely a race issue, and we need to see it as such. If you think about a traumatic event, something scary in your own life, ideally, if we're all living stable lives and fulfilling lives, that scary event disrupts our normal, right? It disrupts that pattern of stability. And when you're a victim of sex trafficking, the traumatic event becomes your normal. So you're completely reversing how we should be able to grow up. You should be able to grow up in a environment that is normal and stable and loving. And when you're a victim of sex trafficking, their norm has completely been reversed and disrupted, and they have to endure severe trauma daily, severe rape daily, manipulation, coercion, potentially physical violence, absolutely emotional violence daily. So the capacity for a victim to then become a survivor is really phenomenal, because so many people that we interface with think this is an issue only that happens abroad. And we have to tell them, no, it's happening in our neighborhoods with our own community members. So first, that awareness will help spread, knowledge helps spread awareness, and awareness will help spread activism and engagement that can then lead to more support for survivors. Since the passage of Prop 35 in 2012, which was passed by the voters of California by, I think it was 85%, so really well supported, you can get 8 years to life for trafficking somebody, particularly under 18, a child. So that's a really big charge. And we are prosecuting aggressively for traffickers. We have an 82% success rate in the courtroom. So 82% of our trials are prosecuting in our favor and putting the traffickers behind bars. We also are doing more to prosecute the purchaser. So right now we're hoping to pass a bill at the California level that would make it mandatory to have DNA testing for every person found guilty of soliciting sex, so trying to get sex with somebody. So we're looking to DNA test them and compare them to other crimes that have been identified in the past, whether it be sexual assault crimes, other rape crimes, and things of the sort. So we're trying to do more to prosecute the purchaser as well.